What's up everyone? Tiffany Quinn here, and this is our chest and shoulder strength workout. Through today's pyramid style workout challenge, we'll be using a scaling and descaling interval timer to work our way through 5 different dumbbell exercises for the chest and the shoulders, strengthening, sculpting, and putting your mental and physical toughness to the ultimate test. All you need for equipment today is a pair of light to medium weight dumbbells that you would normally use for your upper body workouts, as well as a slightly heavier set for our chest presses. Now we'll also be incorporating my workout bench today. However, keep in mind you can also do our overhead shoulder presses from a seated position using a chair or in standing, and you can also do all of our chest exercises from a lying position on the mat, so the bench is completely optional. Alright everyone, smash that thumbs up button for me before we get started. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Don't forget that your free fitness guide is in the links below. This is week 2 and it's never too late to get started. Alright everyone, let's do this. Welcome back everyone for our upper body training workout. Now what we've got in store for today is a total of 5 pyramid sets to work through, and we will be covering all 3 heads of the shoulders as well as the major and the minor pectoral muscles. Now as far as our exercise selection goes, we'll be working through our overhead shoulder presses, followed by our wide chest presses, then we've got pullovers, then a standing medial lat fly, and then finishing off the workout with our lying chest fly out to the sides. Now for our timer setup, we will be doing this pyramid style. So we've got interval format, starting with an upscale timer and then a descale timer. So our work frame will be 20 seconds work, followed by 40 seconds work, another 60 seconds work, and 15 seconds rest between each of those intervals. For the downscale, we're simply going to reverse it. 60 seconds work, 40 seconds work, all the way back to 20, and including those 15-second rest intervals, then an extended 60-second rest between exercises. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. As I mentioned before, we are beginning with our overhead shoulder press. So if you don't have that bench today, you can of course do these from a standing position. And if you don't have a bench but you would like to be seated, you can also use a chair to rest your back against. Just make sure that your feet can reach the floor and that they're firmly planted on it. So I will be starting our timer very shortly, so let's go ahead and get into position. The feet are flat, the back and the shoulders are pressed into the bench. We're coming up, palms facing the shoulders, and bringing those arms up and overhead, back down to shoulder level. In 3, get into position. In 2, in 1. This is our first upscale timer. Let's bring those arms up and over, pushing the shoulders into the bench and back down to shoulder level. This is the shortest upscale that we have. Try to get 2 more. Back down. 1 more. And you have your first rest frame. So that went by pretty quickly, but now we're going to bring it up a notch into our 40-second time frame. Going in 5 seconds. Off to a good start. Make sure the shoulders are away from the ears. In 2, in 1. Press up and overhead. And back down, elbows in line with the shoulders. Take a slight 10 to 30 degree angle forward with the elbows so that we're working more into the anterior deltoid. Up and over, trying to keep the arms level as you bring them down. Lift up, slow to lower. I'm using my 15s for this, by the way. And if at any point you feel like you need more of a rest, please feel free to take it. And slow to lower. This is a long time frame to work through one exercise. Last one. Bring the palms into the shoulders and slowly lower them down for your break. So as I said before, if you do feel like you need a little bit more of a recovery time, go ahead and take it, not a problem. Working with weights that you're accustomed to working with, and if you need to lighten the load at some point, that's all right too. All right, on to our final upscale timer. And back down to shoulder level. Should feel good just breathing throughout it. Thinking about the muscle you're working. Feet are planted firmly into the mat. And we're gonna break a sweat today. And slow to lower. Of course, at your own pace, if you're using extremely heavy weights today, you're gonna be going slower and you're probably going to get less reps in. So I would recommend going with a moderately heavy weight. Press, 2, 3, 4, 30 seconds left to go. Pace yourself through it. Can also alternate if you need to. Make the workout your own. Know that you're gonna get through it with me. 15 seconds. I'm gonna try to get 3 more in here. 2 more. Last one. Slowly bring those palms back into the shoulders. Are you feeling that burn yet? It is a bit different when you use the bench or the chair as opposed to standing. You're still bracing that core though, all right? Roll the shoulders back and down, get yourself ready. This is our down scale now. Halfway through this exercise. Bring the palms in and overhead we go. Slow to lower. Again, lightening the load whenever you need to. You don't need to push through with the same weight the entire way through. That would just be silly. Our goal is to work on endurance and strength. Pressing overhead. Slow to lower, keeping a slight bend in the elbows at the top. How are you guys feeling? You only have 30 seconds left, and I feel like the 40-second and the 20-second timer go by very quickly. 25 seconds to go. Stay strong for me. Up and over, slowly down. Slowly down. Shoulders are not coming up towards the ears. Starting to shake now. Last 2. Last 1. Bring the palms in and lower the weights down. All right, I think for this next set, I am gonna go with my 8-pound weights. Give myself a moment, and on that last 20 seconds, I'm gonna switch back to those 15s. Going in 4. Going in 3. 2, and here we go. Up and over, back to shoulder level. That almost feels too easy. Press. 2, 3, 4. Press, 2, 3, 4. By now, you're probably looking forward to our chest presses. 20 more seconds to go. Try to work through that frame. I know we always hit a point where we feel like we can't keep going. I can guarantee you've got 1 or 2 more reps in you, so don't put those weights down automatically. Don't go too easy on yourself. Last one, bring the palms into the shoulders and lower down. Our final 20-second burn for our overhead shoulder presses, and then we're gonna switch the bench up and go into our wide chest presses, which of course you can also do on the mat. Going in 2, going in 1, I'm back to the 15s now. I had that recovery time and back down. Final burner for this one. Don't just sit there, don't watch me. I want you to be here with me doing it. Even if you don't have any weights in hand, I don't mind. Just give it meaning. Last one, palms are in and lower it down. All right, so now from here, I am going to switch the positioning of my bench and bringing into a flat line here. Should probably move this around first. And you have an entire 45 seconds to get some water, to subscribe, to comment. Let me know how your shoulders are feeling. I'm sure they're already fired up. All right. So for this one, I'll be using my 20-pound set of weights. And at any point that I feel I'm fatiguing a bit more, I am going to lighten that load. So listen to your body. A little bit of self-coaching going into this one. So if you are using that bench, we're gonna start with the weights on our quads, or front of the thighs rather, and we're coming into our lying position. If you have very heavy weights, what I like to do is kick them up with the thighs, and then I come down into my positioning. Going into, in 1, into our wide chest press on the mat or on the bench. And up, 20 seconds. And up, making sure that your elbows are not coming lower than shoulder level here. We want to keep them at the height of our shoulders or even a little bit higher. Last one, press it up, palms are in as you bring them down and back to the thighs. 10-second rest. So how do you like our timer set up today? Had to be a little bit creative with this one. Going in 4 seconds, we're gonna hike it back for our second upscale. Let's take it away. Palms are out to start, coming down to shoulder level and pressing up. Keeping a micro bend in the elbows when you come to the top. Thinking about working into the pectoral muscles and breathing throughout. Breath in as you lower down, out through the mouth to press up. Should be feeling pretty good about this one. Now, if you've never used the bench for your chest presses or your flies, I would suggest going lighter the first time you do them, as opposed to what you normally use. All right, last press up, bring it in, lower it down, get yourself ready, shake it out a little bit for our minute interval, our last one of our upscale timer. Going in 6 seconds. All right, I'm getting ready, I'm gonna kick it back. By the way, don't rush to get into position. I'm going at my pace, you go at yours. Elbows down to shoulder level and back up, keeping your shoulder blades on the mat the entire way through. Think about the muscle you're working. Don't come down too low. There's no need to go past your normal range of motion here. It actually takes the contraction off of the muscle you're trying to work. So just focus on what you're working. Shoulders staying down, away from the ears. Bending, flexing, and extending through the elbows. And press. And press. Also, another way to take a quick rest is to just allow your hands to stay in the air with those weights in hand and then come back down and press up when you're ready. 2 more. Last one, bring it up. Palms in and lower down. All right, I am hitting that fatigue point, so like I mentioned, I'm gonna switch over to my 15-pound weights. If you're fine right now, keep going with what you're using. Not a problem at all. Going in 3, 2, 1. We are now on the down slope. All right, 1 more minute here. Then back to 40 seconds, back to 20 seconds, and that will take us 2 exercises through our 5 exercise workout. And press. And press, working into the larger chest muscle right now. Breath in on the way down, out on the way up. Who else gets a bit of an adrenaline rush the further you get into the reps for the same exercise that you've been doing? I don't even want to tell you the time frame we've been doing this one. And press. But at least it's less coordination, it's less having to think. It's just okay. I'm bringing weights down and pushing them up, same direction for quite a while. And press. 3 more, if you can. Even 2 more, even 1 more. Last time up, elbows in, lower it down. Have that moment. We've got our 40-second interval to follow. If you want, you can do some scapular cars while you wait. Punch forward, elevate, back and down. And on that note, we are out of time. All right, kick it back into our 40-second work frame. 1 more D scale to go, and it is the easiest one. Should be pretty motivating, knowing that you just got through 20, 40, 60, 60, another 40, and all you've got left is 20. We can do it. And press. We've just got to make it through this first 40-second one first. All the way down to shoulder level and back up. Even if you want to come down halfway and back up, I don't mind. Still working. We're gonna hit some progressive overload today. 1 more, palms are in, elbows towards the waist and lower down. All right, final interval. I'm gonna try for those 20s. We're gonna see how it goes. You guys ready? Last one. Find your energy, find that last win for this one. Don't just give up on it. And come back. And last 20 seconds. Coming down and press it back up. You can also do these on an incline or a decline, depending on how much of a burn you want. And press. Slow to lower and press. Last one. Bring it up, palms in, elbows towards the waist, and down. Now you have a minute rest, just like we had before. Grab some water, decide on what weight you want to use next. We are going into our pullovers. Now, pullovers do tend to hit a multitude of muscles, including the serratus anterior. It's also going to hit the lats as well as the posterior deltoid. But what we're focusing on is the chest muscles. So what we don't want to do is drop too far back, because then we're losing that contraction on the chest. So we're gonna go ahead and grab a medium weight dumbbell, and we're going to hold it triangle style from the head. But first, let's come down into a lying position, bring that weight to center, And now holding it triangle style, we're gonna bring that weight overhead. Now really press your shoulders into the bench or mat. Same thing with the lower back. Micro bend in the elbows because we're not doing a skull crusher either. We're coming back overhead as far as your extension allows, feeling the stretch in the chest, and then contracting back up towards the ceiling. If you can, not bringing it all the way up. 3/4 of the way will give you a better burn here. Extend back, find that stretch, hold it for a second, and back up. All right, bring that weight back down towards chest center, and we're going back up into that position for our 40-second work frame. Make sure the back is flat on the bench or the mat. Lift that weight overhead. Extend the arms nice and long. Soft bend in the elbows. Don't overdo it. And don't over drop back. And raise. And you will probably find that the longer you're doing this exercise, the more you're feeling it in the right area, and you start to allow a greater extension as you get further into that working time frame. And up. It's actually a really good one for building, developing, and sustaining shoulder mobility. Bring it back and back up. Extension, contraction, you can stop there, bring that weight in and down towards chest center, have that moment, and we go for our last upscale, 1 minute. This will be the halfway point of our workout, actually. All right, weight comes up, holding it diamond style, in 2, in 1, bringing it back overhead, trying not to have too much of a bend in the elbows, and back up. Something I do like to do with these is lighten the load of the weights I normally use. Anytime you're bringing a weight overhead or behind you, you do want to be mindful of the rotator cuff and any shoulder issues that might arise. You don't want to run into that. And up, so don't push your limit here. If you feel like you need a break, take a break. And back up, 30 seconds to go. Remember to give that stretch a pause as you come to the end of your range. And when you come up, you're squeezing the shoulder blades forward to squeeze that chest muscle. Opening them up and squeezing them at the top. 10 seconds to go. You're almost there. You're gonna have a burn from this one tomorrow. Last time to drop back. Bring it up towards the center, bring that weight in and back down. All right, just take a moment, roll the shoulders away from the ears, take them back, take them forward, loosen them up a little bit before we go back in. In 4, we are now on the down scale. 2 and 1. Press the shoulders firmly into that bench. Feet are flat on the floor, all the way back. And raise. If you are on the mat, by the way, something I do like to practice is trying to tap the mat with the top of the dumbbell. Coming back, breathing throughout, and back up. Micro bend in those elbows. Only coming down to a range of motion that works best for you. I might not be as low as you are with the dumbbell. That's all right. Everyone is built differently. Everyone's mobility is differently. You have to listen to your body as you do these. And up. And up, 15 more seconds, then we've got 2 more D scales to go. And up. Last 2. Last one, slowly raise those arms up, bring that weight into chest center, and lower it down. Started to get nervous that my mic was slipping back here. All right, 2 more to go. 2 more, and then it's on to the next exercise, and we're actually up and standing for the next one. Going in 2, in 1. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears, press down into the bench or the mat. Coming back overhead, raising up. Thinking about working the pectoral muscles as well as your posterior deltoid in the back. And raise. And raise. As I said before, if you drop too low, then you're taking the contraction off of the chest, so you don't want to go so low that you're losing that extension. And up. And too far up, as you raise, is also going to have the same effect. So try not to come all the way up, except for right now because we have our rest point. Last 20 seconds. This was actually one of the exercises that I found very challenging to form a mind-to-body connection with. It happens over time. All right, last time. Bring it up, take it back, and raise. And raise. Try to make these your best reps. Last time. Raise those arms tall and center, bring that weight down to chest center, and bring yourself up to standing. Okay, now going into our medial delt flies. So our palms are going to be facing down. I do actually want you to come out to the sides for this one, trying to keep a nice straight line like you're forming a T. All right, in 40 seconds, grab your water, get yourself ready, shake it out. This one's gonna burn. It's gonna burn, I already know. 30 seconds. You got this. I want you to amp yourself up right now. This is the point in the workout where you can use your lightest weights, all right? 2 more exercises to go, and that's it. We've made it through 3 already. I am gonna grab some water. You have another 15 seconds. I'll be using my 8s for this. I might switch to my 5s halfway through. Just so you know what's happening. And now we're raining on the bench. Well, at least it's not sweat. All right, in 3, 2, palms are down, not touching the thighs. 1, keep the shoulders away from the ears, up to shoulder level, out to the sides, and down. Shoulder level, back down. Micro bend in those elbows. We don't want to straighten out all the way, but you do want to have a nice raise to the sides. What we're hitting right now is the medial delt. All right, you can take that rest. So we're going for that center head on the shoulders. So you're gonna start to feel that burn there. What we worked earlier with our shoulder presses, that was anterior. That's that first head on the shoulders. In 2, in 1, 40 seconds on the clock. Lift, slow to lower. I want you to try not to let those dumbbells hit the thighs. Out to the side, back down. Sides, back down. Really want to feel my chest muscles burning tomorrow from those pullovers. I tried my best to hold our extensions so that we weren't racing through those. Hopefully you did the same. And down. Last 3. Last 2. Well, not last, but of this set. Last one of this timer setup, and you can lower down. 15 seconds, then we've got a minute on the clock. This one is gonna be brutal. Already know it. But we're gonna do it together, and we're gonna shake through it together. We're gonna tremble, we might cry. We're not gonna cry, right? We're gonna laugh at it. In 2, in 1, shoulders away from the ears, lift up to shoulder level, back down. Nice and slow. I don't want them to fall to the side. They shouldn't be falling on you. Keep it slow up, controlled on the way down. Contracting that medial shoulder head and extending on the way down. A lot of our muscular development is formed, by the way, on our eccentric movement. So that would be as we're lowering. In other words, you don't want them to just drop down to your thighs. 25 seconds. Who's feeling it with me? I am definitely feeling it. I think those 5-pound weights might be next. 15 seconds. I lied to you, we had 17, but now you're at 14. Another 4. Come on, bring it up. Another 3. And 2. Last one. Slowly lower. We are now on the D scale. See how quickly that happened? These are just flying by. I know they're not by that minute point, but we can pretend they are. In 7 seconds, I'm grabbing my 5-pound weights. Yep, you bet I am. In 2, in 1. We are not done yet. Out to the side and lower. Sides and lower. Now, as you can see, I've got quite a variety of weights going on here. I've got my 20s, my 15s, my 8s, my 5s. Anytime I'm training for endurance alongside muscular strength, I am going to lighten the load anytime that I need to, but I know that I can keep going with that load. So while I am fatiguing, I'm not completely maxed out yet. Lift and slow to lower. Lift and slow to lower. Self-monitoring, it's key. All right, 18 seconds. Let's get 5 more. And 4 more. 3. 2 more. Last one. Slowly down. And we have our 40-second timer next. All right, 10 seconds rest. Roll the shoulders out and down. Make sure they're staying away from the ears. No hunching. This is what I love about these. They just roll away. In 5, it's telling me something. 4, going with the 8s. In 2, in 1, 40 seconds. Lift, slow to lower. Back is straight throughout. Micro bend in the knees. And down. Core is nice and tight. Maybe cursing me out, maybe sweating bullets. We can do this. It's our only exercise in standing, right? Then we get to lay down again and enjoy some lying chest flies. I'm just picturing them now. I'm lying, I'm picturing vacation with a pina colada in my hand. End of May is when I have vacation. We're going to Puerto Rico. Another 2. And 1, lower it down. Ooh, they're definitely very warm. Another 12 seconds, and then we've got our 20-second interval, and then a 60-second rest. We can celebrate then. We're not done yet. We're going again in 4, 3, come on, power mode, 2, and 1 to the sides, slowly down. Okay, I'm laughing because it burns. Another 3, told you I'd laugh through it. And 2. My God. Last one. I was not giving up yet. Lower it down. We've got a minute rest, and then we're going into our lying chest flies. I am going to use for this one my 15-pound set of weights. If you've never used the bench for these, try not to go too heavy. You want to get used to the range that you have in your end range control before you go with super heavy weights. So 40 seconds. It's our final exercise. And that's it. That'll complete our workout. That's going to be the end of it. Can you believe you're going to say bye to me so soon? I'm sure you're really unhappy about it. All right, 30 seconds. So same as before. Feet are staying flat on the floor. Otherwise, you're in a lying position down on the floor. Your legs are just bent, a little bit different. And we're coming back. Again, you can prop those weights up with your thighs if they're a little bit heavier. And the palms are facing in all the way at the top. Micro bend in those elbows. Bear with me a second. In 2, in 1, we had some technical difficulties. Palms are in, shoulders stay flat on the bench, coming down to the sides, and lift. Only to shoulder level, maybe even a little bit higher, keeping a bend in the elbows. 1 more rep here, it's only 20 seconds. Lift up, palms are in as you bring them down to the waist, lower them to the thighs, take your 10-second rest. So I had it set up on the tripod so I could like teeter it up and down, but it's not a perfected art yet. In 3, 2, hike it back on 1, palms are up towards the ceiling, micro bend in the elbows, coming down to shoulder level, squeezing the pectorals as you come back up. Think about opening wide and then trying to squeeze a book closed, like a super heavy book that for some reason will never close. And back to center. Slow to lower, squeeze up to the center. If you want to keep tension on the same muscle, don't come up all the way. You'll come up 3/4 of the way and back down. Last one. Bring it up, palms are in, elbows in towards the waist. Have that moment. If you want, you can even keep the arms in hover. That's entirely up to you. We've got our minute timer next. Going in 4, 3, 2, find your inner zen. 1, lift up. I'm always trying to find mine. Out to the sides and squeeze it back up. Very straightforward workout, huh? Now I want you to pretend that I'm in the room with you. I'm right next to you right now. I'm still going. You know how much more motivating it is when you see someone else going? You're like, I can keep up with you. Yes, you can. Even if it means dropping to a lighter weight. I don't mind if it's 1 to 2 pounds. Just try to stick it out with me, and you can even go without that dumbbell in hand if you need to. But if you're going to do that, you're going to straighten those arms out and really try to pull tension through the arms with internal tension. out to the sides, squeeze it up, almost through it. Sorry for the breathing in the mic. This is not an easy one. Let's get one more in there. Lift it up, palms are in, elbows down, and bring those weights to the thighs. I think I can make it through with the 15s on this one. If at any point I do need to stop or I feel my form is going off, I'll switch it. But going in 2, in 1, out to the sides. Really hang on to those weights and lift. Shoulders are back and down, away from those ears. Smiling up at the ceiling as if it's a beautiful sky in Puerto Rico. Did you know that they have bioluminescent waters there? And that was one of the reasons I chose to go. Alongside a jungle you can roam through. And anyway, I'm pretty excited for vacation. I only go once a year, so it's something to look forward to. And this is the last double up week for me of filming. And of course I chose to do pyramid style workouts on 3 double up weeks. And back in. We're almost there, talking you through it. 3 more. 2 more. Last one if you have it in you, bring it up, bring those palms in and elbows towards the waist. At this point, I'm going to switch to my 8s just to be on the precautionary side. Not really trying to overtax anything today, but I do want to feel that burn in the morning. All right, going in 2, in 1. We have 2 more intervals to work through. Coming down and really slowly up. If you do drop the weights down, I'd like you to try something for me. So we're coming down to shoulder level and we're only coming up 3/4 of the way rather than all the way to the top. 3/4 of the way lift and back down to shoulder level. 3/4 of the way lift, back down to shoulder level. I'll admit, I like using the bench. I have not used this bench in a video yet. This is my Lusper. It's on Amazon and it really wasn't too expensive, but it is actually really nice. All right, lift those weights back up. You have 15 seconds rest in your final 20-second exercise. Here we go. 8 seconds. I'm just gonna close my eyes, have a moment. No, I'll probably fall asleep. Let's keep going. In 2, in 1, last 20 seconds. I want you to come out to the side. If you're not using very heavy weights right now, we're gonna hold to the side. We're gonna pulse, pulse, pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to your lowest point and lift those hands all the way up. Elbows in towards the waist and lower them down. All right, before you go, let's do a quick mobility cool down for our shoulders and our scapula. So all I want you to do is take those hands in front. You guys should be familiar with this one by now, but it is in good practice to keep doing it. We're going to punch forward, elevate, retract through the scapula, and to press down. Forward, up, retract, back down. Now smooth it out. 2, 3, 4, for 2, for 1. Arms are staying straight throughout and we reverse it. Come down, retract back, elevate, forward. Down, retract, elevate, forward. For 3, for 2, arms are at shoulder level. Last 1, relax the arms, and now for shoulders, of course. Take those hands out to the side, palms are facing towards me, internal rotation forward, and external rotation back. Careful not to allow your shoulder blades to move. You don't want to come forward like that, all right? We want to keep them in place, working only through the shoulder joint, forward into internal rotation, external rotation back. Try to fight for a bit more range of motion with every rep. We're gonna do 2 more here. Take it back at your own pace. Straighten those arms out a little bit more. And back. All right, great job. Now from here, let's just work elbows very quickly and then I'll let you go. All right, so palms are facing down to start and we want our elbows a little bit away from the waistline. Keep the shoulders away from the ears, straighten the arms. We're gonna lift those palms up. We're coming into our external rotation and down. Palms are up internal rotation down, and just repeat this for 3, external, lower, for 2, internal, lower, last 1, external, lower, and just give that one more rep here to even things out. Shake the arms out, and I hope you guys had a really fun time. I hope that you were able to challenge yourself through this workout. I do recommend, and I'll tell you at the end too, but I would recommend writing down the weights that you were using throughout today's workout so that when you revisit it at a later date, if you ever feel like doing this again, you'll have that reference for yourself and you'll know where you've even made progress or what you can use to level up from, all right? So I'll see you guys for the next workout, and I'll be telling you all about it in the next scene. Congratulations everyone on making it through our second workout of our Pyramid Full Body Workout Series Challenge Calendar. Yes, I know that was a mouthful, but I think you get the gist. Now before you head out, be sure to let me know in the comments what was your favorite exercise from today, and which one did you find to be the most challenging. I'd also note in the comments which weights you decided to use today, so when you revisit this workout, you have that as a reference for what you can level up from. Now smash that thumbs up button for me, subscribe to the channel for a new routine every week, and don't forget to grab your free May Fitness Guide from the links below. In this calendar, you have 5 workouts a week to complete and a brand new one every Wednesday, so turn your notifications on and join me for next week's glute and hip thrust workout challenge. All right everyone, have an amazing day, and I'll see you for the next one.